Good morning, everybody. I'm Bill Kanda, Custer County Chairman of the Board of Commissioners. Today is Wednesday, January the 21st, 2026, and the time is 9 o'clock. Please silence your phones if you got them, and if you haven't already. Meeting's being recorded on both Zoom and YouTube, and with that, let's please stand for the pledge.
Rear your room, please. Please repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Please join me in the invocation. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all our blessings, and we ask that you please bless this meeting of the Custer County Board of Commissioners. Strengthen us with wisdom, patience, and kindness and goodness so that we can solve all the perplexities, problems, and choices that are before us today. We ask that you give our blessings to all our citizens of this great county and grant us the grace to ask what you would have us to do, and that the spirit of wisdom may save us from all false choices as we convene this board to and for the service of our county citizens. And this we ask in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. With that, roll call. How about it?
Commissioner Kanda?
Here. Present.
Commissioner Robinson?
Here.
County Attorney Dan Slater?
Here.
BOCC Admin Caitlin Womack? Here. And Deputy Clerk for Tricia Montgomery.
Thank you. The audience introduction, let's start in the back with Bob.
Bob Smith, Human Resources Risk Management. Virginia Treasurer. Matt Miles. Jim Shacklin. James Gilbert.
And
Greg Felt, Upper Arkansas Water Conservancy Institute.
thank you, Greg. Thank you for being here. We'll talk with you later. Online, you got anybody? Very good. Okay, how about any amendments? I think I have one quick one. Resolution 2602 is the purchase of the water truck. I'd like to follow that with 2604, which is the budget amendment for that water truck, as opposed to putting it on the resolution in the middle of it. Any reason not to do that?
Doesn't change the number, and the numbering's got to stay.
The number stays the same.
If you want to do that.
Yeah, I think it makes sense because we're talking about it at the same time.
Okay.
You got anything?
Then we've got the resolution 2605, the cash and check handling policy. We're moving that to January 28th, as well as the amendment to resolution 2570 for road and bridge.
All right. Yeah, we had to. Good thing. And so that's that, and that reminds, well, that's fine. Any other amendments? You got anything? All right, so with that, let's move on to the minutes of January the 14th. I'll move that we accept those minutes.
I'll second.
Fine, you have any comments? Any other comments on that? Okay, then I'll call for that vote. All in favor of approving the minutes on January the 14th, say aye. Lucas? Aye.
Paul, both sides.
Kanda, aye. Commissioner items, Lucas, you got any?
Yeah, so Region 15 Opiate Council, there was more money at the Attorney General's office, Phil Weiser. So Park, Custer, Fremont, Chafee kind of had a special meeting yesterday to go through how we want to disperse that. They're kind of thinking at this moment, they're just going to split it evenly amongst the 4 counties. I think that's somewhere around $50,000. It's kind of the numbers they threw out.
No matter what your population is?
Yeah, so they're not doing an apportionment like they kind of do the rest of them. So that's fine. It's just that every county needs to kind of get together, put a plan together, because Fremont County is our fiscal agent on that. So it goes through their finances. So, but yeah, more news will come on that. The Region 15 is Park, Custer, Fremont, Chafee. So okay. Yeah, that's all I've got for today.
Paul?
Last night, Liberty Rocks, very good meeting, and there's an educational thing about all of the archaeological area here and how it was formed and everything and spread out over the whole world. It was really interesting. I've learned more about hardscrabble and how it formed and everything. And one of the unique things I seen last night was is you can stand one place in hardscrabble and see 20 million-year-old material, 30-year-old material, all within about 30 feet. It was really amazing. The weed board conference is coming up, and we did get our funds for weeds, so it's one thing I'll be putting out. As soon as I get back from that, there's a conference first week of February or something like that, I'll be attending and have more information about weeds and who's gonna spray and where, so I'll be doing that. So I
Okay, I got two items. One is, sheriff, is looking at, T-Mobile's phone service. We've been talking with Vernon. We probably ought to have a talk. It's cheaper apparently, and the contractor is, that they're proposing is the contract the state has for other counties to use as well. Maybe we'll have a quick little workshop, to see what the deal is. It looks like it's cheaper. I just don't know. T-Mobile, from my point of view, has never been very, very good up in certain parts of the area. So I don't know what
they're about each
exception is.
Verizon.
Too.
Maybe
Anyway.
it's worth trying 3 or 4 phones with the sheriff's department to see.
Yeah.
Is it actually better or?
See,
Is
there's a
T-Mobile
written
gonna go
reason
down
why,
and
well,
lose?
AT&T's had problems too, so well. Anyway, we'll have a workshop. Discuss. Been talking with Vernon, and Vernon says it's a pretty good deal, so we'll see what the deal really is. Also, road and bridge wise, we know that Vince is out for the week, just so you know, with his wife, yeah, some problems. So that's medical issues. That's good for him to be there. And also, we will be able to talk more with him with the road and bridge issues that we've got when he gets back. Also, I talked with Dan. We've got several things we need to clean up resolution with the zoning department. With the guys down in Wetmore on the building permits they haven't paid for, as well as the junkyard that's meant to selling tires but not. You gotta get rid of that. And there was one other one, mailbox issues. So take the sheriff
Yeah,
out.
that came to life again.
Yeah, but the bottom line is we don't move people's mailboxes unless the road is changed and we need to move them.
Yeah.
And the people that are out there are under a misimpression of that, so we'll go talk to them. Sheriff and I will go visit for the last time. That's all I have. How about it, Dan? You got anything?
I actually do. I forgot to bring this up last week. As you all know, the board authorized a while back the county to join Fremont and Chaffey counties in a lawsuit against Linda Stanley, our former district attorney, for her misuse of funds while she was the DA. And as I think you all know, we received a default judgment against that. She eventually showed up and challenged that, and the judge denied her challenge. So we've begun the effort to try to collect that money. It's a 6-figure judgment. And we've actually started to recover a little bit in terms of wage garnishments, a few $100s. And interestingly enough, their employer is sending the wage garnishments to my office and not to Fremont. So I've been just transferring that money over to Fremont, and Fremont and their attorney and I have had a conversation. They're gonna hold that money until it gets to, some certain point, and then we'll all three kind of figure out what we should do with that. My guess is we'll probably just transfer that then to the DA's office as a credit against the 3 counties. Obligations to the DA's office.
So what would that amount to be?
I mean, it depends on how long we continue to receive the wages. We haven't even. I think I just got a second check yesterday, so probably have gotten $800 so far from 2 checks. So it's not a ton of money, and our percentage is obviously very low.
Yeah.
But because Park County didn't participate, I would say our percentage is a little bit higher than what it otherwise would be. But, you know, out of $800, what, that's probably $80 or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, the point is, we're seeing some progress. And that's good.
Right, thanks. Caitlin.
No, not really.
Okay. All right, we've been having a lot of electronics problems and computer issues. And we don't have we're not mic'd today, so if we're too quiet, let us know. If you're in the back, like
Yeah.
Bob, you can push the
Yeah,
thumb
keep
up and
going up.
I'll raise the volume here.
Come on.
And that would be, for the people that are gonna be speaking, make sure you talk loud enough. It will be recorded. It's being recorded easily enough here. We'll pick up everybody that's up here for the record, but,
The speaker.
we'll speak up louder. Okay, so with that, let's hear the treasurer's report, Virginia.
Miss Virginia. Say hi to Miss Virginia.
There's the one that is
It's the sign.
signing up. Special remarks.
You need.
Okay, any thing you wanna mention, Virginia?
We still haven't got our tax roll set up yet.
That's needed.
Yes, it is. But yesterday we got part of the file, and today, hopefully in the afternoon, we'll be able to get it up and running. But yeah, everybody across the state has had trouble with that.
It is, huh?
Well, the legislation decided to take the schools to valuations on each school, so that has caused the software companies grief
Across the state.
across the state.
Wow.
Okay, well, we're all in the same boat.
Yes, we are.
At least we're not picking up ourselves.
Lucas, you got any points on the finance side?
No, self-insurance fund will get hit here real soon.
Mhm.
We usually pay that February, March. So that'll be hit here real soon.
Okay.
That, yeah.
So this is,
And to remind everybody, this is the report from November.
yeah, I was gonna mention. Yeah, this is the report from November 1 through November 30.
Correct.
So, okay, anything from your point?
Don't have anything, yeah.
Okay, so the balance on this report is $9,217.46 or $496.30. Total balance left, and so, and we finished the year pretty well, from what I understand. Balanced down,
Bottom line.
bottom
Right,
line.
bottom line.
Okay, they have a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasury report of November 1st through November 31st, 2025.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the treasurer's report. I'll look, if anybody, I know you haven't seen it yet, it'll be posted for the public. Any questions out here? Any comments? Hearing none, I'll call for that vote. All in favor of the accepting the treasurer's report, say aye. Lucas.
Aye.
Paul.
Both on
Kanda, aye. Thank you, Virginia.
You want to sign that?
Okay. Thank you. The unfinished business, we don't have any noted thing. No, I just, anything unfinished business wise.
No, not today.
Okay. Okay, with that, we'll start our new business and we'll have a discussion after some of these, some of these we won't be voting on. Like the presentation up front, we've been invited at Arkansas Conservancy Water District, Conservancy District. This is Greg Felt. He's the general manager. Come on up, Greg. And Greg, just for everybody's edification, was the Chaffey County Commissioner. Yes, sit down there, speak loudly. He was Chaffey County's commissioner. He's been a long time. I don't know how many years you did. How many years were you in the community? 8 years.
Yeah.
For 2 terms.
Yeah.
And he's an angler on top of that, knows the water on top of that. He's the general manager of the Upper Ark. He was up here for a great presentation a few weeks ago. And he's here today to talk about the water and for the county. Road bridge and stuff like that. It's a discussion, talking points, and we'll have a discussion with you.
Yeah. Yep, thank you, Bill, and good to see you, Paul and Lucas. Appreciate the opportunity to come up and provide an orientation back mid-December there. We've had some good feedback questions from your constituency, just people emailing and wanting to know
Good.
more. So I think that was that's a sign that obviously people are interested in this, and we are trying to put education and outreach as a higher priority.
Right, we'd like to have you up
Moving
a
forward.
couple more times during the year.
Yeah, no, glad to do it. Very glad to do it. I'm here today in part to just continue that outreach, but also to I guess acknowledge and address that when we came up on the 18th, we had just received word about the fire suppression ponds that you were designating and forwarding on to the state engineer's office. And really wasn't time for us to sort of pull together any comments on that. We didn't know much about it at that time. I'm quite familiar with the statute and the opportunity that was created. In fact, I worked with Park County, Dick Elsner up there, that county commission, to try to help them make connections and figure out how they could address this issue they have, because like us in the Arkansas, there's a lot more scrutiny on ponds and out of priority depletions caused by ponds, illegal ponds, evaporating ponds that don't have a water right or storage right associated with them. And as you've seen firsthand, that's kind of the ground zero pilot project for Division of Water Resources. They're working on their enforcement and also trying to find ways to support communities and support people who have ponds. So you've been sort of the guinea pig.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we're the first ones to go through.
I think so. I mean, they are certainly addressing illegal ponds throughout the basin. As specific ponds are brought to their attention or issues arise, but in terms of sort of a countywide approach, I think you're right. Custer's the first place. And this legislation that was passed a few years back, was initiated by Park County because they have real challenges up there where they don't have very much surface water.
Right.
In many parts of the county. They've got development sort of spread all over areas that are often maybe more like eastern Custer, where you don't have the reliability of groundwater the way you do here on the valley floor. So just a lot of challenges they were trying to face.
They also have a
trying to
lot of
address.
water that got sold to Denver, right? I mean, it's
Yes,
tough on them.
that's right. So they were trying to be proactive and find a way maybe to preserve some ponds from being administered and be allowed to retain those for fire protection, fire suppression. So we're quite aware of that legislation, and it's had us a little concerned in the big picture, just because the Arkansas Basin, as you know, it is so tightly administered from a water rights perspective. And the idea that the legislature can sort of make a declaration that ponds that meet this criteria do not cause injury. It's a rebuttable presumption of non-injury, which means that anybody can say, hold on, I think this does cause injury. And provide their evidence to the state engineer's office, and then they can work through that and figure
Eastern side.
okay. Okay, well, I'm not I think we just got information on two. And I have the map
It may be that was, I think you're right. I think the way the state did it on the application, there's two on the first one, and then the next one that followed is separate. mail.
Okay, well, what we've looked at were the two,
Yeah, Sean or
the
like,
Rusk Pond and the Shawner Lake. We
Right.
didn't get any info on the, on the other
we'll get
one.
that.
So, okay, yeah. Yeah, that should, I think that's supposed to be distributed out to the substitute water supply plan list, so if we could get that,
Yeah, it's
That'd be
in
helpful.
process.
okay, gotcha. So we had our water attorney just look at what you had provided, and there's some concerns that came up, and rather than us move in a sort of unilateral way, which is some of the advice that I received, I wanted to come up and just talk to you about it, and, you know, be real, as transparent as I can be, and
Okay,
Yeah.
time out there real quick, because the process we sent it to 346 addresses. Believe me, that's the requirement.
yeah,
And it's all around the whole state for anybody to object to it or to talk about it and have, before it can be. And I think it's 90 days, and then they'll get those questions and things, and then there's another period of time. So lots of time.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're talking instead of just deciding unilaterally to go.
yeah.
Whatever the issue.
Yeah, well, you know, as you know, I have a formal advisor, on my staff. And he, you know, he had some thoughts on it. We haven't gone to our board about it in any formal way, but they're aware of it, and I've had feedback on it, and there's concerns. I think there's, from our legal side, there's especially concerns with the Shawner Lake proposal, mainly because we're not sure that it actually meets the criteria of the statute, in particular that it's been enlarged since 1972, which disqualifies it. And it's also been, at least at times, part of an augmentation plan, part of a substitute water supply plan. So I don't know myself whether it fully complies or not, but that was sort of some red flags that came up from our attorney, and I can get you specifics if you'd like to look at it. I think the Rusk Pond probably looks to meet all the criteria to us, and then I'm not aware of the third pond, so we'll look at that. Even when a pond meets the criteria, as you understand, there can still be issues raised about that rebuttable presumption of non-injury. So someone can still say, well, yes, it meets all these bullet points, but it does cause injury. Our assessment on the two ponds, if they're on stream ponds, they probably evaporate something like 14 acre-feet of water a year. If they're off stream and you're looking at gross evaporation instead of net evaporation, they're probably closer to 18, 20 acre-feet a year. And so, you know, as we just kind of had an honest discussion and look in the mirror, we had to say, gosh, we're quibbling over hundreds of acre-feet in this basin and in the district all the time. And so to say 14 acre-feet is not injurious is not really probably factually correct. It's arguable, and certainly it's quite arguable in the context of fire suppression in the type of landscape that you have in Custer County, in the forest health issues that you have in Custer County, in the current and recurring drought conditions that we're having in Custer County. Not here to argue that at all. As you know, Bill, I think I've spent a lot of time as county commissioner in Chaffee working on wildfire mitigation, and we're kind of building a whole Upper Arkansas regional approach right now that Custer has been participating in those conversations. So very much understand the risk.
So hold it there again.
Yeah.
So when the state passed that law and they limited the size of the pond, what is it, 3/10 of an acre or whatever it is, or
I think you can
3
have up to 30 acres of surface area.
I didn't see the third, but it's 30 acres combined with all the
Yes.
ponds, so.
Yes.
you had 10 ponds at 3 acres, something like that, is what it looked like. So that, when they made that law, they didn't think about the rest of the evaporation issues that you're bringing up, is that what you're saying? Why the conflict?
I think they chose to overlook it and I think they also acknowledged that the different basins in the state of Colorado have sort of different thresholds of injury. There's some basins that, like Matt was reminding me earlier this morning, you know, the Arkansas, we haven't had a free river day since 1999, right? We're over appropriated.
Right.
Other extreme, you go up to the Yampa and they have a call on that nowadays. And only recently has that even started, and it's.
Well, everybody's
short-lived
different. The
outage.
bottom of the valley here has
Yeah.
artesian wells popping water up and you can't even suppress them.
Yeah,
And
so you need
can't-
well.
can't- And we got one guy that had a pond that they put in, Elliott, and they got him loading it up with concrete and it's just pulling the concrete down. I mean, it's not doing anything. You can't close it.
Yeah,
But he still gotta do it, and he's spending money to do it. It's crazy.
it's a challenging situation that we're in. As I mentioned when I was here on December 18th, and I think you know well, I mean, our front and center of our mission statement, our reason for existence as a water conservancy district is the protection of water rights.
Right.
And so that doesn't mean water rights that the district owns. That doesn't mean water rights just in the district. It means water rights in the Arkansas Basin. So that includes the water rights in Custer County. It includes the water rights that the district owns, and it includes all water rights, and in particular, senior water rights in the Arkansas Basin.
So what the
So
state did is effectively created a water right that didn't exist.
yeah,
The right to suppression of fires for fire protection, et cetera.
they
as a water right.
they created an exemption
Yeah.
in the administration of water rights to allow for fire suppression ponds, you know, within the criteria that they established. So, as I said, I came up here just because I wanted to talk to you and be really clear. I sat in that chair. I don't like surprises, and I don't like people not communicating.
Mhm.
So we're concerned about this, the Beckwith Pond in particular, or I can't remember the name. Shawnee Lake, yeah, and, so I came up to make you aware of that. You know, we've just done a kind of a surface analysis so far. I told our attorney to, okay, stop there, let me go talk to these guys and explain what I just did, and then to talk about some alternatives, because as I mentioned, we get the problem, and few things are as threatened as water infrastructure by wildfire. These ponds are both for, you know, wildland fire and for house fires. We would like to offer our help, in particularly in the context of us taking a deeper dive on these ponds and determining whether and what the injury is, and whether our board wants to oppose them or not.
Okay.
We'd like to offer you, our water, no charge, access to the water we have in Deweese. I know you have Deweese on your map. We have fully consumable water there. There is no, all of the, there is no out of priority depletion from the water we have there. We would be glad to make that available and work with you to provide, you know, regional access that works best for your fire protection district.
I guess that's a good point, because the reason they allow 10 or whatever total to be run is to make it available, so you can put a fire out quicker and have it near the fire that
Right.
it's there.
Exactly. Because what they saw in Park
Lake
County.
Louise is clear at the north end of the county.
Yeah. So what they saw in Park County is they were having 45 and 50-minute round trips.
Yeah.
With tanker trucks to
Meanwhile,
get to where
nothing to
they-
put out. They-
yeah. We also would be glad to, open Conquistador Reservoir to you. The two reservoirs over, below the ski area there. And then where we also have fully consumable water, that we're not causing any out of priority depletions with that water. And then, Round Mountain Reservoir, which, is in the works. And we'll probably be online here within a few years. We're glad to make, and I'm not volunteering Round Mountain's water, but the water that we will have, storage that we will have within that.
For that,
reservoir.
I get it.
We will be glad to work with you to both make that water available at any time, no charge ever, and to, add whatever the fire protection district needs in terms of dry hydrants or that kind of thing to be able to access that year round. Feel like when I look at the map and where those reservoirs are located, they are more widely dispersed than the two that I knew about. And again, I didn't know about the one in eastern Custer.
Yeah, and actually, we have a couple more behind that they're wanting to apply. We haven't seen them yet.
Okay.
Up to 10 if they're at 3 acres.
I didn't think. I don't remember.
You didn't get that was.
I don't
First two
remember.
were the rusks.
Yeah, okay. So I want to make that available to you first off, and, I think that could, whether we were to, adhere to our mission and raise the issues of concern with the state engineer, or whether you were to say, well, maybe we won't do those ponds, we'll use these three reservoirs that are more widely distributed, that would be up to you. But we do feel like we're in an awkward spot. We don't want to cause trouble for you as a board or for your constituents, but we have a role to play. And,
Yeah, that's why you're on the mailing list.
yeah, exactly. But we come, with an alternative, I guess,
Okay, that's
is to
good.
make those available. The other thing that I just thought I'd throw out, something that they started in Chaffey several boards before I ever served. And of course, there's been a lot more development in Chaffey. We have a different land use code and all that than what you have here, but to the extent that you do allow, future subdivisions, up there, they've been really, rigorous about requiring underground cisterns to store fire suppression water on site. And if there gets to be a lot of them in a certain part of the county, an adequate number, they'll take a payment in lieu, fee in lieu, which would, instead of building yet another cistern, then they'll provide that money to the fire protection district for capital purchases, trucks, hoses, all that kind of stuff.
What sizes are the cistern?
They vary, and that depending on the demand. So these smaller subdivisions, I think, have typically been a 4,000 or 5,000 gallon cistern, but there's bigger ones for the larger subdivisions. And that, kind of like you did with your analysis on the ponds, the fire protection district as a consulting agency for land use applications, they're the ones that go do the analysis and say, hey, we need this much capacity in order to protect, expanded number of homes to protect. Or, or there's adequate water storage around here. So we take the fee in lieu instead. And that's allowed the fire protection district to really expand their coverage, both with their equipment, their number of stations and that kind of thing.
They go off of the use rate. They did in California.
I'm not actually sure, Paul, how they do the math on that. But I can get that information to you if you're
They did
interested.
that in California, Southern California.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I got
So
one.
just a thought, they've done it for so many years up there now that, we have really good coverage. And in fact, when this bill was being discussed, I said, I'm on the record as saying, there's places that really need this. Chaffey County is not one of them. you know, between the lakes we do have available, and, that are legal, and then all the cisterns provides pretty good backup.
One other question on the Beckwith pond is, you said it was enlarged at one time. Can it be remodified in order to get back in compliance?
I'm not totally clear on that. Kendall Bergmeister, our attorney, studied aerial photos. You know, 1972 is the cutoff in the statute. These ponds have to have existed
Yeah.
prior to
Pond did
1972.
exist prior to that.
Right,
That's why
but it's about 3 times the size
they made a fish hatchery out of it.
now that it was, before 1972. And he's got a series of aerial photos that shows that expansion. So I'm not sure about if you can resort to the pre-72 size or not. That's a state engineer question.
Was that host size bigger than 3 acres? Or size area? I don't think it was.
I can look it up here.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just wanted to,
yeah, I can get you our information.
because of
You
the
know.
location, it would be a good spot. And if we just modify it back, it could.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Okay, and one other point too, pre-72, people are trying to adjudicate the water also. And go through the court, water district, second district courts to do that.
Mhm.
And I believe Beckwith, they plan to do that anyway in the future. As it goes, because the fire suppression pond only lasts 15 years and then you gotta redo it.
Certified or.
It expires.
Yeah.
And 15, so if the need is not there, then they'll not approve the next.
Rescind it, yeah.
Well, need is an interesting word, you know, because if you think about, for example, I think 2 times in the history of the district, we've allowed the Forest Service to dip water with helicopters from O'Haver Lake. One was the Decker fire in 2019, and then there was a small fire before that. And those helicopters, I don't know, they dip 500 gallons or something
You know,
in those buckets. Terry and I were looking at some math the other day, and you'd have to do like 500 trips with a helicopter to equal 1 acre foot.
Right.
And so when you think about sort of efficiencies and impacts to evaporate 14 to 18 acre feet a year for a water supply that you'll probably never use more than 1 acre foot in a bad situation. That also made us feel like, gosh, anything we can do, anything we can provide to you in terms of truly adjudicated, decreed legal water, that amount of evaporation is approaching the amount that you guys need every year for your extensive dust control. You know, to put it into sort of a perspective, and clearly if you were to do that without augmentation, you wouldn't get far in the Arkansas basin. You know that. That's why we work together on it. So, yeah, our initial calculation on the evaporation is a lot of water, and that will cause injury to other water right owners here in Custer County and also in the Arkansas basin at large. So I didn't come up to tell you what to do. I didn't come up to chew on you or anything, just make you aware. Sometimes this happens, right? You got one agency that has this role and one agency has another role, and they're kind of like set up maybe in conflict.
okay, so back to the need. One of the reasons the Russ are going through it in the first place is because they make a living and it's their livelihood that is at stake. That pond is not just used for fishing or we're looking at, it's not a scenic pond. There's a lot of, I can understand, and people in the county can understand people that throw a pond in just because it's neat beside the house and have some fish beside it.
Yeah.
That's a different story. But the ponds that we've been dealing with so far have existed already. Matter of fact, the one that you haven't seen yet is a pond that exists in San Isabel that has already been used as a fire suppression pond, and the history of it is it exists. and the feed, water for feed, for stock water and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's what we balanced it with when we approved it to be gone forward. And of course, we're following the law that was put into place so that,
Yeah.
so, and we have no problem going through the process. So if it, and that's why there's 349 people that got this. Matter of fact, one of them said, I've been retired for 10 years, but I'll help you. You know, that's the kind of address book what they gave us to work.
Yeah.
So we're willing to go through the process, and if it's deemed that it by enough injury from other people, then it goes through the course. But I hate to waste people's time and money in the state to go through that. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to waste the money, taxpayers' money either.
Well, and I'm very sympathetic to the Russ situation and ag producers generally and
Which they,
yeah.
people should have done it back in 72, right? I mean, we all should have jumped on the adjudication.
Or did
bandwagon,
augmentation.
all the, yeah.
That's, I mean, that's the other option, and I don't know about the one in the eastern part of the county. It may be in that area too, on the augmentation
I
plan.
think it's unaugmentable.
Okay, so that's,
Maybe it's.
to my mind, that's a different situation.
Russ could be, I guess.
Yes, these are definitely able to be augmented. And we're glad to work on that too. I mean, there's other solutions for them. I'm not here though to try to take something from Randy, not at all.
I get it.
But there certainly are options. And so, yeah, so I'm just here to kind of make you aware of the conundrum we're in and to, I guess, assure you too that you asked me to come back periodically. I will always come to you when I feel we have, you know, sort of an issue before us or between us that, you know, we should talk about.
Okay. And so road and bridge wise, we use water out of Lake Louise, as you know, we buy it. And they're going through that process now.
Yeah.
And we're getting more dirt roads in here and
More dust.
more dust, not just the dust. We got the water down before so you can grade it out and put the top, you know, get the road base on top of that. So
Yeah.
water's critical for that.
Yep.
I appreciate Jorg going through the hassle, of looking for the LC mine or the LC pond out there, whatever it was. It's too bad. I guess the rights are already owned by the road and bridge guys downstream, would never have gotten it because it never gets there down Oak Creek.
Okay, I wasn't.
That's what I.
really clear what the issue was.
Road and Bridge has already, Fremont County Road and Bridge has a raw water right that they've never been able to use to pull the water out.
Yeah, because I don't, there's a local call down there and there's no
Yeah.
way for us to
And
augment
that
that.
local
so,
call never has been met.
Yeah. It's
But-
tough, right, when you have all these civic goods that you're trying to provide. And then water rights administration, prior appropriation system kind of gets in the way. But that's sort of, those are some of the guardrails we gotta work within.
And and I know Vince is already dealing with, I don't know who he talks to on the least with you guys, but.
Oh, either Jord or Gracie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and we're very glad to help and that's
Okay,
a whole different
we
deal.
may need a little more than we've been getting because of them.
Well, if it stays this dry, that won't help either.
It's not looking good,
Yeah.
but we're getting 13 inches here on Friday, so let's see if it actually.
Good to know.
All right, any questions out here? Anybody have some comments to ask?
Jeremiah Coleman had a question online. His mic isn't working.
Okay, Jeremiah, go ahead.
His mic isn't working, so he typed it.
Oh, he did.
Would San Isabel Lake fall into the same line as Lake Louise and Conquistador ponds for fire suppression use without charge?
We don't have water stored in San Isabel, so I can't offer you that water. But, and I'm not sure whose water is in there, but that would be a conversation to have.
It comes as this side,
I
so,
think the forestry had permission.
Yeah.
Go up there.
Yeah, so that, I think the answer, I can't say, yeah, go ahead.
I think that's the
We don't have
argument
water
on
there.
that lake is the argument they're using on the pond in San Isabel because it's been used for fire suppression already by the state.
Well, I believe that's the state that does that,
Yeah.
I'll find out.
Oh, yeah, we had a letter from Ewell Fire District saying
Yeah.
they used it on
Yeah.
a number of occasions as far as.
Yeah. Any other questions here? Anybody? You got anything else for us?
I don't think so. Just wanted to make you aware of the concerns, make that offer to you and, just begin some dialogue about it. So.
Okay, and then as far as adjudicating a pond, then once it's, I guess from what I understand, if that adjudication process is in work, I think the state will let that go through before they shut it down.
Yes, Rachel Zancanella, division engineer's been crystal clear. If you are making active progress on making your pond legal, they will respect that and give you the time you need. Yeah, I think it will be difficult. Most ponds will be difficult to adjudicate such that they're always in priority. So they're probably gonna need some kind of augmentation
Yeah, maybe so.
in order to be there year round. But everyone's case specific.
It'd be
right?
hard to augment water behind the blue line.
It's not
To the south.
possible, not
Can't
possible
do it.
this time
Right,
on a year round basis. Yeah, so that's why the blue line is where it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so I really appreciate the time. And the
Yeah, we
questions.
appreciate you coming and we'll look forward to another presentation.
Okay, I'll keep in touch with you on this.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, Lucas, thank you. Good to see you. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Thank you. Okay, next up is the Regional Mutual Aid Emergency Management Agreement. Robin, good to see you.
Good to see you. Hope my discussion isn't quite so heavy as our last discussion, but,
It won't be.
South Region Emergency Management Mutual Aid Agreement was last signed in April 2023. And so, this is just a standard procedure for update, no major changes. The mutual aid agreement, summary is that this will allow for 72 hours of either our surrounding South Region counties to assist us without charge, or they can request emergency management resources to go to their county without charge for 72
Is
hours.
this identical to what it's been?
It is, I think, identical. I believe there is, a little specificity on the hours. So, previously, we talked about, the fact that we work long hours in emergency management when there's an emergency and you can't work 24 hours. So the 12-hour shift period has been clarified.
It's in the back, their commitment of resources,
Mhm.
12-hour operation. Right? 36 working hours.
Right, so it would really be 3 days. Because you do have to sleep.
Okay. Have you seen this?
Yeah, well, I saw this as part of the packet. I do remember looking at this. I think when it last came through, although 223 doesn't sound right, but that may be that I've been around that long. But the one thing I remember that I had questions about that never got answered last time, and so apparently it's no big deal, is why Pueblo County is, but I mean, that's ticky-tacky, I'm fine with this.
Is it because emergency management falls under the sheriff in that county?
Probably.
That may be.
Probably is.
I'm not positive.
Yeah, they know.
Fremont.
3 months, definitely under the county
Mhm.
commissioners.
I think that's for the exact reason. Okay, I don't see any,
Good guesses, I got.
Good answer, we didn't get that last time.
yeah. There you got it. That's good. Okay, then I will move that we, are we signing an agreement? what are we doing here?
Yeah.
That you authorize execution.
Yeah, execution of that. Okay, so that's what I do on the South Region Emergency Management Mutual Aid Agreement. That's second.
I'll second that. Let me see if we have it.
Okay, is there any discussion now? What, we got anything online? Okay, then I'll call for that vote as well. So all in favor of the motion as stated, say aye. Paul,
Aye.
Lucas.
Aye.
Kanda, aye. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
And do you have a copy to sign? You wanna leave it? Is it different than what I had?
No.
Okay, then I'll just keep this one.
Okay.
I'll sign it later.
Okay, just,
I have a signed copy.
Yeah, she's got a copy that was signed.
Needs to be signed.
Her did.
I'll get you after.
Okay. Okay, good, thank you.
thank you.
You got anything else?
Yes.
Next agenda.
I know. You gonna stick around for it?
Minutes and Tuesday.
Okay, go forward. This is resolution 2601, adopt a community wildfire protection plan, the CWPP.
Yes. So we have been working on an updated CWPP for over 2 years. And we have had a planning team that has been very collaborative and comprehensive to include those national forest, our national federal partners, as well as Colorado State Forest Service. And we have elicited public comment, and that took the form of a survey. That survey was responded to with 163 responses, which I think is very good.
Very good.
Gunnison, for example, had a larger population, of course, than ours, and they had 123 responses. So I think we did great on that. And those responses were kind of all over the board. Some of them were like, just update the 2007 plan. And others wanted to know information that I think will help us in the future drive towards some educational and outreach activities. For example, someone said that their homeowners association covenants did not allow for making some wildfire mitigation efforts. And so that's something we can work on through the neighborhoods, is that they update their covenants to make sure that they have the information from the House bill that says it's okay to do that.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read a couple things that are important for the public to understand. It says, therefore be it resolved, the Board of Custer County Commissioners for Custer County, that the Board of Commissioners hereby adopts the 2026 wildfire protection plan in accordance with the Healthy Forest Restoration Act as Custer County's Community Wildfire Protection Plan, and resolves to execute the actions in the plan. If any part of the or subsection or sentence of this resolution or plan for any reason is held invalid, such invalidity and validity shall not impact the validity of the remaining provisions. This resolution shall take effect and is enforced immediately upon its approval of the board. The CWPP adopted by the board in 2007 is hereby rescinded only in as much as such a CWPP differs from the 2026 plan. So there's some dovetailing involved there is what it implies to me.
Mhm.
And the county staff shall distribute the plan, this is important, as necessary, and the plan shall be published on the Custer County website as an active CWPP for Custer County. So everybody will have access to it. Okay. Anything else to add?
Just a couple of things on public comment. We did have a public comment period in addition to 2 meetings. And we had 3 written comments. One was from a forest collaborative, and we made those edits. They wanted to know if our goals in the CWPP were prioritized because they had goal 1, 2, and 3. And so they are all of equal value. They are not ranked in any kind of priority order. So we made a few small changes. The Dan has had a chance to review that, and it has been on the Custer County website since January 8th. And the final will go on the website as well.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion that we accept Custer County Resolution number 26-01, resolution adopting 2026 Custer County Community Wildfire Protection Plan.
Okay, I'll second that. That's an adoption of resolution 2601. Okay, any other discussion? Jim?
Yeah, in point three, it uses the word enforce. This is a resolution, so where does the enforcement authority come from and what is the?
0.3 where, Jim?
Resolution, just under the therefore clause.
Oh. Resolution shall take effect and be enforced immediately upon its, so the word enforcement doesn't mean, what's it mean here, Jim?
Well, to the extent that there's any part of the plan that, you know, the county needs to enact or take. It
means
in terms
it's
of
effective.
county authorization to act, we don't need an ordinance to enforce per se. We'll see that actually later today with respect to county actions. If there, so to the extent that that's your question, that's not an
I
issue.
guess my question is, if somebody's trees are too close to the house, will the sheriff come out because of the plan and give them a ticket?
No,
No, this isn't
this is not an ordinance. It just means, here's the outline of the process that we're gonna put in force, and we're gonna make it active. All it
As we
needs.
suggest.
Enacting,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
It'll be enacted immediately, it'll be enforced immediately, that's just this, that's normal, I guess, from what Dan's saying.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Okay, any other,
There's no criminal, as far as I recall, in CWB, there's no criminal violations that we like the zoning code would have.
right,
In addition, this is a roadmap, not policy.
Right. Well,
so that's more.
it's
I mean,
policy,
It's policy.
It's not
It is. It is.
but it's not a
a
code.
commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not, yeah.
Yeah, not a code, not enforceable.
It's not.
Well, it's enforceable in that the county is expected.
We're adopting it as,
Yeah,
as the
as the
policy.
Right.
Any online? Okay, then I will call for that vote now to, all in favor of adopting County Resolution 2601, say aye.
Aye.
Paul?
Hold us on.
Kanda, aye. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So, all right, now we're down to the resolution 2602, purchase of the water truck, and the resolution 2604, budget amendment for the water truck purchase. Let me get it.
I think so. Oh, one question I do have. Where did the money get turned into and what account did it go in after we got the payout from the insurance company?
Into the 50 fund
Into the capital? Okay, all right. I just wanted to, still had that question mark in my brain.
Did you need a number or anything for that resolution? Oh, you've got it up.
No.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We don't need him for the resolution to adopt it.
Now, I'll make a motion that we approve, we adopt resolution number 26-02, a resolution authorizing purchase of a water truck. The money is going to come out of the 50 fund, capital improvement. When that truck got rolled and we turned it in, it got pulled out and we got roughly $98,000 for it. So this is just,
So the balance-
wasn't in the budget, so we're pulling it out of cash reserve.
And are we pulling the, so let's get it straight so everybody understands. The total price is 178,000 for the truck roughly.
Yes,
And, insurance paid roughly 100,000
yes,
and the balance is coming out of capital improvement.
Correct.
yes, it's all coming out of capital.
Because the insurance money is going into the.
Yes.
It went in there and still.
Is it already in?
It's
capital?
already in the capital, it's in the cash fund.
Right.
So,
Yeah, okay, that's clear. Okay, so,
We have resolution. also.
You made a motion and you made the second. So let's, any other discussion? This is a good, yeah, go ahead, Jim.
This is aside from that trailer that Vince was talking about?
Yes,
Okay, good.
But this is the same truck that he was talking about.
yeah, it's the same truck that got smashed causing
It
that.
was a trailer.
Yeah, the trailer was also.
That's a different.
This is a brand new tractor that has actually, the front axle is a horse enough to be used as a.
Meets all the DOT requirements for the tank.
Yeah, you got
Truck stuff.
it. That's the BOCC way we educate and legislate. Okay. Any other good discussion, anything online? Okay, all in favor of these two resolutions, adopting resolution 2602, the resolution authorizing the purchase of a water truck, and resolution 2603, the resolution, excuse me, 04.
And the motion wasn't for
Oh, I
both,
thought
it was just for two.
Okay,
This
That's
is
right.
You got that, correct.
yeah, okay, for that resolution, all in favor, say aye. Paul?
Aye.
Lucas? Aye. Kanda, aye. Now we can throw the money around.
Okay, now I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2604, which moves that money. Sorry, I misspoke earlier.
I'll second that motion.
And I think that maybe, you know, we're just kind of starting this process of doing a resolution for each of these, but maybe next time I'll work with Vernon and try to have all of this on the same resolution.
That would be the way to do it.
Yeah,
That way it can be in.
Yeah,
Mine.
Otherwise, Kelly, as she pointed out, her book's about this thick already, a resolution.
yeah, well,
And she wants to keep it down there.
I don't know about that. We're, the whole process.
You didn't hear that because you weren't here to hear her say it. Man, tired of it. How are we gonna do this?
I'm not doing it based upon how big the book.
It's what it is.
Sorry, we're not gonna do this motion for this, add another.
Okay, any other discussion on that? So, all in favor of adopting resolution 2604, say aye. Paul?
Aye.
Lucas? Aye. Kanda, aye.
Oh,
Okay, the next one out of the chute is a hunting ban resolution.
you don't want that one.
Let's see. Get the right resolution up here. Okay, I'll read this one. This is Custer County Resolution number 2603. It's a resolution adopting a hunting ban on Custer County owned property. And as a background on this, there has been no formally adopted policy or ban on hunting to or from in the past. And so we want to make it clear that that would no longer be the case. So we're going to let it be resolved that the Board of Custer County Commissioners shall be unlawful unless otherwise authorized in writing by the Board of Custer County Commissioners or its designees or otherwise authorized herein for any person to feed, hunt, trap, catch, molest, take, harass, harm, or kill any wild animal, bird, fish, reptile, or amphibian, or disturb their habitat on any county-owned property. Pretty well covers that. Violation of resolution may be cited and prosecuted as a petty offense pursuant to Colorado statutes 2018-9-117, parent 3, parent A. Representatives of Colorado Parks and Wildlife shall have the authority to act on county property as a part of a larger appropriate effort to cull herds without further permission from the Board of County Commissioners. County officials are authorized and directed to post signs as appropriate, informing persons that hunting on lands impacted by this resolution is prohibited as provided in the same resolution. No, it's not the same. This would be the statutes 18-9-117 parent 2. County officials are further directed to publish a copy of the resolution on the county's website. This resolution shall be effective upon adoption by the Board of County Commissioners. One point to make is, it's good that because herds can be an issue and they do need to be culled, and that happens to be even the case within the town of Silver, the two towns. They have had that in the past, so I'm glad that's in there personally. Okay, so that's the resolution.
That's the resolution.
And that is it, so I will move that we adopt 26-03.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any other discussion here? Only question I would have is, to persecute to the petty offense, is that defined? I know it's defined in the statute, but who says the fine, and is it,
The statute says the fine.
does it, it's in?
Yeah, and we can't, there was a Supreme Court decision a month or two ago, basically says we can't change that, even make that higher even if we wanted to.
Right,
Is that due to the game warden type authority to enforce if someone
It would probably be the sheriff would be enforcing this. In
along with
his
the law?
citation, yeah.
the only other issue I have to discuss would be, we've got a lot of little parcels of land all over the county that we've got, and to put a sign up on everyone, do we know where they all are? I mean, we're gonna have to put some work into this.
Well, that's certainly why I added the as appropriate. I mean, obviously, if we have a sliver of land that's, 5 feet wide by 30 feet
Yeah.
long, that doesn't make sense to put a sign up there, but for larger parcels of land where that's an issue. And has historically been an issue, that's certainly where we would want to post those signs. The problem is we can't really enforce this if we don't have a sign up.
You gotta have a
The
sign.
statute requires us to have a sign in order to be able to.
Is it a sign, if you got 20 acres?
It's a sign at the entrance to the property.
Right. That's every
Wherever the
100,
entrance to the property may be determined to be.
the signs requirement is about every 100 feet on that fenced area or a non-fenced area with a post.
Every 100 around the whole.
No, that's not, no, this particular statute, which deals with county land or public land, requires us to have a sign at the quote unquote entrance to the property or.
So if somebody was hunting on the national forest and didn't know where the boundary was and accidentally shot something in our ground and then that somebody reported that, then that may be forgivable.
Well, that's, I mean, that would be a situation where we'd have prosecutorial discretion, the sheriff may just say, okay, well, don't do it again, and that'll be fine. That's
Yeah, it's just normal.
that would be
Even on our ranches, you can't.
Post
Sometimes
area,
that happens. Okay. Okay, any other discussion?
We already had.
Yeah.
This is related to the hunting part, but one of the provisions is you're gonna publish the resolution on the website. What requirements for publishing resolutions is there? Because I found it very hard to find certain resolutions by computer.
I think,
And maybe it's just me, but I can find a bunch, but I can't find everything I want to.
well, in theory, I think John's working on better processes where our website, you can touch and go with it. That's what we're gonna have everything more easily found. I know we've had a terrible time.
Going to have all the resolutions, so currently all resolutions are not on the website.
No,
No.
Not even close.
no,
Right.
that's an issue for the future.
You have to go.
Way to go, John.
Look,
Give them a raise.
Well, he deserves a raise. He's been working overtime here lately. A lot.
Okay, so it's not my mentioning.
Okay, anything online? Okay, then
yeah.
Let me just clarify, I'll read you the provision about the signs.
okay,
No conviction may be obtained in this section unless notice of such limitations or prohibitions is prominently posted at all public entrances to such building or property, or unless such notice is actually first given the person by the officer or agency, including any agent thereof, or by any law enforcement officer having jurisdiction or authority to enforce the section. So notice has to be prominently posted at all public entrances to such property.
okay, so that's a good point. There's a app called Onyx Hunt, and that's clearly shows every person that owns a piece of ground, including the counties. So in fact, if they wanted to go and actually ask for permission, they could, in theory.
Well, the resolution provides that the county commissioners or our designee can give written permission.
And that would be for certain we might give word that there's a wounded elk jumped in there and they gotta go get it, something,
That or if large herd was damaging property,
right, nearby.
you have permission to
We
open
could do
through
that.
the wild game
Right,
and everything.
so we would, okay, that's good. Okay, I think that's it. Any other comments?
Well,
Okay, I'll call for that vote. All in favor, say aye. Lucas?
Aye.
Paul?
Louis, aye.
And aye.
Very good.
Oh, that's. Okay, are we good to go? You want a break? No, everybody good?
Yeah, we're good. Everybody good?
Okay, and we took the check handling, out of here and we took out the road and bridge. And so it gets us onto the San Carlos over highway vehicle, OHV grant letter of support. You got it?
Yeah, so this is something we usually do every year. We got this a little late and we got outside their time frame, and then they found that we can still provide a letter and still within the time frame. So put it back on the agenda. What is it? Just telling Colorado State Parks, the over highway vehicles, the OHV program grant manager, that the Board of County Commissioners strongly supports the San Carlos Ranger District off-highway vehicle trails grant for 2027. Custer County has hundreds of miles of off-highway vehicle trails in the Sangre de Cristo Range and the Wet Mountains. The trails need to be upgraded, improved, and properly signed to make them as user-friendly as possible for those who are eager to experience the unparalleled natural beauty that Custer County has to offer. People are encouraged to come to Custer County as an OHV destination place and will help give the economy of Custer County a much needed boost. Funding from Colorado Parks and Wildlife grants through OHV registration would enable the U.S. Forest Service to provide quality motorized trails on our public lands. As commissioners, we recognize the economical and promotional value of maintained OHV trails in Custer County. With these funds, the San Carlos Ranger District will be able to maintain some trails on national forest lands within the San Carlos Ranger District. This grant proposal is necessary to continue the successful work that's been done in the past. Thank you for considering this application for funding.
Is this only for San Carlos?
Yes.
Yes.
Even though it points out that there's lots of them in the Sangre de Cristo Range and Wet Mountains as well.
But San Carlos is over those.
Is
That
it,
Ranger
is it,
station.
that is overall? Okay, cool. Right. Okay, I'll move that we, or how do we say? That we are going to
Strongly
sign this letter of support for the San Carlos program grant manager.
I'll second that.
Okay, any other discussion, any questions here? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote to sign the letter of support for the off-highway vehicle program grant manager. All in favor, say aye. Paul?
Aye.
Lucas?
Aye.
Kanda, aye. Hey, take this one too, Lucas.
Yeah.
So this is just our, you have a 2025 regional boards that, all of us are assigned to, and then what?
County government appointments.
Oh, that's good. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, Custer County government appointments. This is just our appointments for BOCC chair, vice chair, clerk to the board, administrative assistant. It's just naming who is over which departments, and who we've
You do
appointed.
this all the boards, right?
Yep, the paper of record, our official posting place, which is the county building bulletin board and the county website. What our official county website is, what our depositories are for our money, which is United Business Bank,
The next one.
Colorado Trust.
Okay. Got a motion?
Make a motion to approve the 2026 Custer County government appointments.
I'll second that.
Okay, any other discussion here?
Now, everything was.
Public. Okay, all in favor of the county board of government appointments as read? Say aye. Lucas?
Aye.
Paul?
Louis, aye.
Roll calling aye. Kanda, aye. Okay, Paul, you want to do the regional board first?
Regional board, did we read them all or just?
So it says you have two different sheets in your packet for the regional boards. One is the 2025 regional boards like last year. One is the 26 regional.
Six.
I was just gonna ask.
The date at the very top.
This just recognizes the boards, basically.
it recognizes your appointees to each of the boards.
Yeah, so we're accepting
Right,
26, but 25.
so we got the board, we
just accepted 26.
we're just accepting. it.
There is one, two points on to the one E911 women's board.
It's not on here yet.
It is on your 26th one.
Yeah,
It's like-
That's what I mean.
Okay, so I make a motion that we accept the 2026 regional board with the inclusion of well,
911,
the 911.
your turn. Let's see where,
They were just doing the 2026.
so the board has been there, but the appointee,
We need to decide who you want to appoint to the E911 authority.
before we accept it.
So we have,
Well, you don't have to, you accept that, but that would be, if you think that the.
So we got a name, we got it,
Yeah, to be one of you. Three. No,
yeah.
Probably a year ago.
okay,
So
so we're accepting Lucas F. And
you
Paul
want
Wilson as
that, but you want to be on
Custer
it, should I? or-
911.
I've been the one that's been attending the meetings, so if somebody else wants to attend the meetings and be involved, but you don't have a vote on that board, just to let you know.
I've been there, you've been there. I mean,
Whatever. you
It's a
guys want.
headache, and it will likely be a bigger headache over the next year.
it is right now, because I'm trying to figure it out.
I'll be on the board.
Why don't you-
I was say, I'll get you don't,
I'll finish.
you're already,
You want to finish it out?
This year.
Okay,
okay,
all right, then. So we'll accept this board with Lucas added in there.
added in as the Fremont E
This,
911 authority
you
board,
said Stuckey, is that what you just said?
one term.
Okay. Is that okay, Lucas?
Yeah. Okay, so I move
Okay,
motion.
I'll second that. You catch up, is she catching up with us?
Good. She says she's.
Okay,
Okay, all in favor of the regional board appointments, say aye, Paul.
I,
Lucas. Aye. And aye. Darn it, we don't have anything else to do. Additional business items, anybody? I don't think I had, I don't have anything to mention. Any public comments? We're at that point now. Anything online? Rob still awake? Okay. Okay, therefore, hearing none, I'll adjourn this meeting and what's that?
10:19.
10:19. Thank you, everybody.